Hi, I'm Clyde, and welcome to Basic Works. And today, we're going to do a drop-in bathroom sink replacement. Let's do it. I've got more home repair and upgrade videos here on the channel. Remember, hit that like and subscribe. When you look at the bottom of the faucet, you'll see the hot and the cold water lines coming off of the bottom of that. And as we follow it down, we're going to be able to find where the shutoff valves are. Now, these shutoff valves, we're going to close by turning them clockwise. We're going to get a hold of the back of the valve so it doesn't move, and we're just going to rotate that clockwise. Now, once you've rotated that clockwise, where it's perpendicular to your pipe, it's closed. I'm going to turn on this hot and cold and get any trapped water out of there. Now we know those water valves are shut. So I'm going to hold a small bucket under here and see if I can just loosen these by hand. So you can see I have my plastic bucket under this trap now, and I laid the towel down here to soak up any water that might spill. So to remove this trap, same thing. These are hand tight. We're going to loosen this connection and this connection, and we're going to remove this trap. You can see we caught our water in this little bucket from the trap. You're going to want to look along the edges of your sink and look for anything that looks like a clamp like this that's holding the sink to the countertop. And then what we're going to do is remove those. We're going to take a razor blade knife like this, and we're going to go along the edge of the sink and cut any of this old caulking to free it from the countertop. Now we'll be able to remove this. To protect these water lines, to make sure we don't get anything down inside here, I'm just going to take two of these typical sandwich bags and slip them right over top of these water lines. Then we're going to go along the edges and we're going to remove all of the old putty and caulk. So we're going to install this faucet. It comes with a nice thick rubber gasket. We're going to put that rubber gasket down, of course, with the rubber facing our sink, and then we're going to insert the faucet through these holes. At that point, we're going to go on the bottom of the sink and put the nuts on that hold the faucet. Now we're going to take these nuts that come with the faucet, we're going to thread these onto the bottom side of the sink with the flats facing up. You only make these hand tight. The faucet comes with this pull rod for your drain stopper, which will slide down from the top down through this center opening. We're going to install the drain next on the bottom of the sink. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this plumber's putty, we're going to roll it in a thin line, and we're going to lay it along the outside of this flange. We're going to take our flange and we're going to sit it down in the center of the drain hole. From the bottom, we're going to screw the drain pipe into that. We're going to take a piece of this Teflon tape and we're going to put it along these top threads, not over these holes. These are for the overflow of the sink. And then we're going to insert this into the bottom of the sink and thread it into the flange. We're going to thread this drain pipe into here until the pivot hole is facing back towards where your faucet will be. You're going to begin to tighten this nut down on the bottom of the drain piece, which pushes this rubber washer up into the sink hole. Now you can see any excess putty will have squidged out around this edge. We're just going to take something like a paper towel and clean that off. Did I just say squidge? Now assembling the stopper into the drain pipe. I'm going to take the stopper itself, which looks like this, and it has a hoop on it. I'm going to insert it inside the sink down at the bottom with this hoop facing me. So this rod can go into this hoop. So I'm going to reach inside there and sit that in that hoop. And with the one plastic washer inside this nut, put this on. Now we're just going to put that on there and make it a little bit snug, not much. The nut part of this vertical piece up on this rod, I'm going to slide one side of this clip onto the horizontal rod. And I'm going to start with about this third hole and see how that works out. And then I'm going to put the other side of this clip onto the horizontal rod. We're going to check the movement of our stopper when we raise and lower this. When we find a height that we like on this vertical rod, we're just going to snug this top nut up. Once we have our height set on this lifting mechanism, we're just going to come back and just lightly snug up this nut that goes into the drain pipe. If you make this too tight, this will not move. Squidge. And I'm just going to run a bead of this silicone right on that raised lip, going the whole way around. Now we're going to sit it in place and square everything up. I just lightly press down. That will allow the silicone to get compressed, and you can see like along here it will start to just ooze out a little bit. Did somebody say squidge? And it doesn't have to ooze out the whole way around because we're going to go along later and do a whole caulking job on this sink. I'm taking a paper towel and just going along and wiping off any extra silicone, and I'll let it cure overnight. We're back after letting our silicone cure to finish our bathroom drop-in sink replacement. We put the trap back on and we reattached our water lines. Turning those back on, we removed the aerator from the faucet just so no debris gets in it. And then we're going to just run some water, get all the air out of our lines. And we'll let that run for a little bit, then we'll put the aerator back on. Then we run a bead of caulk around here. Here's another video you might like. Check it out.